day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite in Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle, we unite in drippin' orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every game day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle, drippin' heat. Tigers stripe the city streets. East side, stand up. West side, stand up. If you reppin', who day? Time to put your hands up. Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati, jungle fitted. Who day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle drippin'. Nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feastin' now. Fit the pounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise in the jungle, we unite in drippin' orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Stripes. Now who wanna move closing on? Stripes. Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange on bottle. Bingo bottle. Never stop it till the beast and know who they rockin' with the diamond stripes. Flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite in
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of the back-to-back AFC North champion Cincinnati Bengals. Now, do me a favor, if you found the show, hit that like and subscribe. Smash that thumbs up. You guys are awesome. I'm up to 2,401 subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter X and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, why not? Please do so. Please go to the YouTube channel, Sports with Strawberry Ice. Hit the subscription button, hit the bell for notification, because every time I go live, you'll be notified. Like yesterday, I went early. I had Gary Miller on. I went at 4 o'clock. So if you subscribed, you got told that. So if you're watching, yeah, I did that already. Super chats. If you are in the YouTube chat crew, we're doing super chats. So if you want to support the show, give me a super chat. Got a question about a trade that the Bengals could make, may make, probably won't make. Give me a super chat. I greatly appreciate it. And as always, I'm coming to you live from this glorious place down here. It's the Ice Cave. And the Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And you know it, we hit the jackpot. We drafted Joe Burrow. If you want the jackpot Joey stuff, like the hats, or we got the chains, the flags, the shirts, these hats here, any of that stuff, go to jackpotjoey9.com. If you want the beer, it's at Brink Brewery, also at most major Kroger's and a lot of different corner stores. Portions of the proceeds for all this go to the Joe Burrow Hunger Relief Fund and the Joe Burrow Foundation. What is up to everybody in the chat? I think who was first? The Stranger first or was Kevin first? Yep, Strangers first. Strangers in there. Tebow's in there. Brad's in there. Getlow's in there. He is on his way to San Francisco to cheer on the Bengals. So go bring home a win, Getlow. Appreciate you. See, Joe Farsing's in there. Oh, that's weird. I wonder why he's in there. Darth, my boy's in there. Ken's in there. What is going on? Sabatini, you're in there too. Anyway, so Joe's in the chat. So let's find out if he actually wants to just stay in the chat or if he wants to call on the show. And I'll find out. Let me ask him. So you want to just stay in the chat or you want to come here and talk?
I'm a multimedia mogul. So, I mean, I'm in text, I'm in, pictures. You can download, the podcast of me. So, I mean, I'm everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is a nice hat. This right here, yeah, this is my Yoshi Vosh hat I got signed last night there. Darth talked me into getting that one signed. So, yep, it's in there. This one is my Zach Taylor. This is the Zach Taylor one signed. You can see that. That one's a little closer to the camera so you can't see it. All right, so we got trade deadline coming up. Bengals going to do anything? What's your thoughts? And who, if they, let's put it this way, before you say if you think they're going to trade or not, let's say the Bengals are going to make a trade. Who would you trade for and why? You can make one trade. Who would it be for and why? That's doable. You're not pie in the sky thing, but that's doable. Who do you think that would be?
I don't want to say any names or anything like that, but I would look for defensive line help, more pass rush. Yeah. I think they have in-house guys that can help the position. I mean, everyone talks about the tight end. Yeah, tight end's been just god awful. Irv Smith has been a ghost. Drew Sample is a fantastic blocker. Can't catch, or he can catch but can't turn up field. Mitchell Wilcox is just a guy. I think Tanner Hudson can be a serviceable guy. If the Bengals can make CJ Uzama a ton of money and have him get 500 yards, then I really think that Tanner Hudson is capable of providing similar contribution. Running backs, how about handing the ball off to somebody not named Joe Mixon? He's carried the ball all but 5 times.
I like to see Chase Brown or Travion get some more carries. That would be nice.
Anybody. Right. So it would be nice to have somebody come in who's going to make a big impact. The guys that they're banning about, they're older guys, so that's what's concerning. People talking about Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's 29 years old, and he's still a damn good running back, but he costs a lot of money. He's going to cost a pretty pick. I don't know if that there's even a great fit because he's just a different type of back for what the Bengals do. I'd gladly trade for their other running back. Completely spaced. Spears, Tyjae Spears from rookie from Tulane. I'd gladly trade for that guy, but they're not giving.
They're not trading for him. I wanted the Bengals to draft him. Ken's got this is something that's gotten brought up. Ken brought it up here. He said Sue is still out there. I'd take a flyer on him.
Absolutely.
I would, and I think this is about the time of year, the last couple of years that he's came back. So that's a guy I wouldn't mind taking a flyer on and just try to see what he's got left.
Yeah, he had an interview with the interview meeting, whatever. Spoke with the Ravens. Go get that guy. He's going to give you interior pass rush. Plus, he's going to keep some guy off of one of your opponents. And he's a free agent, so it's not like you're going to have to give anything up outside of half of a season salary.
Right. Tebow here's got Fournette. Said the Fournette sign. I don't think Fournette signed with anybody. I mean, that's
he's still out there.
That's a possibility. I mean, now at the beginning of the season, I wouldn't have signed him because I think he'd run the same problem that Mixon is running to. I think he'll wear out. Now, I might consider signing him. But he's not really the type of running back that I think the Bengals need. The Bengals need a guy who has a burst, who can make some longer runs. And I don't think he's got that in his legs still. But I mean, I'd at least bring him in and see what he's got. To at least kick the tires on him,
Yeah, I mean, he's been up and down as a blocker, but he has, when motivated, he's a decent blocker. And yeah, I don't think he's going to give you too much more than Mixon outside of just being fresh.
Right.
So,
Gillo here, he said I would trade a second rounder for Chase Young, but it may be expensive. It's
going to be more. It's going to be a first rounder.
Yeah, and I don't. And Chase Young's a free agent after this year, I think. Am I right on that?
He is. Did they pick up his 5th year option?
I don't know. I'm not sure on that. I don't think they did. I think that's why he's on.
So if it didn't, then
him and Sweat, I think both are on the trading block or whatever. They're talk about them. So yeah, I mean, he would be awesome. But the thing is too, it's like he's an edge rusher. So is he going to take? You'd have to split time with him and Trey. So that's where I'm like, I don't know if that would be an awesome fit because they're both used to playing a lot. We need somebody to give Trey a breather, not take his job. You know what I'm saying?
But also for a guy that's only going to be here for half a year, imagine loading up all those guys on third down. You bring in Chase Young, you bring Trey Hendrickson, you bring in Miles Murphy. Apparently, there's talk of him getting a bigger role. Cam Sample, put those two guys on the inside, Trey and Chase Young on the outside. Holy smokes, man! Good luck any quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, it would be absolutely. But like I said, Chase Young is going to be a number one pick, and I wouldn't trade.
Absolutely, yeah. It's now, too rich, but if they were to do it, I wouldn't be mad.
Now, one thing that I think Joe Goodberry brought up this on Lockdown Bengals. Would you trade a number 1 pick for Aaron Donald? I would.
Uh,
I would.
Apparently, I guess the Bengals had conversations.
I would. I'd do it.
That's where that came from.
I'd trade a number 1 pick in a heartbeat for him because he'd. Oh God, you put him on the interior line of this team.
Oh yeah.
I do. I don't like trading number 1 picks, but that's one. Yes,
Trade round pick and you trade him Joe Osai or Cam Sample, something like that. It's going to hurt to what you give up is going to hurt, but
right.
that guy is a game wrecker.
Yeah,
and I talked about this on my show today. Bengals have never had a like that guy defensive player, Myles Garrett, Ray Lewis, a guy that absolutely will destroy a game plan in their entire 55 years. That is a guy that you have to game plan against. Again, that's not happening, but Bengals apparently did pick up the phone and call and have conversations. That would have been, man.
And well, see, the thing is, if that is true that they did pick up the call to have conversations, who else have they called? So that kind of gives me.
But this was preseason, like in the offseason. This was not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I didn't mean to get you excited.
You did. You got my well, shit. Maybe they will do something.
I was gonna say got you at least half mast. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I know. Like, well, maybe they'll. Never mind. I got you. So Ken keeps mentioning here Hunter Lupa, which I honestly don't know who that is. Do you know who he's talking about?
I'm actually looking him up as we speak. You threw it to me too quickly.
He said it
in like 5.
Yeah, he sent it like 5 or 6 times. And I'm like, I don't know who that is, so I can't discuss it. I don't know who the guy is. So.
The name rings a bell, but I can't think of.
He said he plays for the Cowboys.
He's a fullback. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, no, we're not getting a fullback.
That's. I mean, Bengals aren't going to use a fullback.
They don't use all fullback in the offense. Ken has brought this up a million times on my show about the fullback. They don't use a fullback in this offense. It's not a fullback offense. So
if they do, they'll line up Sample or somebody as an H-back or a move back, and he works just as well.
Yeah, they're not going to trade for a fullback because we don't use them enough. Like you just said, if they do, they'll use Cam Sample.
Yeah, so, it would have been like. I mean, a lot. They're coming back. I think fullbacks are kind of coming back a little bit in vogue, but Bengals they're not that offense. I mean, you need more of a run heavy.
Use a tight end. I mean, we're not going to trade for a fullback.
Yeah,
he said he can play. He said he can play tight end too, but they're not going to. Love you, Tim. I don't think that one.
He's 6'1", 238. Like that's he's not. Bengals like their bigger, taller tight ends as guys that can be red zone threats.
Right. Michael Madden here says, "What about O-line help?" It's not like teams are just giving away. Everybody needs O-line help. It would be nice, but I don't see that in the cards. Everybody needs O-line help. I mean, that's once you have good O-linemen, you don't get rid of them.
Right. So, and if they are looking, if some team is looking, then they're looking for one hell of a return on them. If it's a team like Broncos are open for business right now. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they've got anybody who's even worth getting right now. Their offensive line's been pretty terrible. Mike McGlinchey's making an absolute shitload amount of money, and he's been pretty awful at left tackle. So,
I'm kind of glad we didn't sign him. Yeah. But one guy I would like to, now that you brought the Broncos up, Samaje. That's one I would, I would give if you get him for a 6th or 7th round pick, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Because I know he's gotten buried there, but he's only a year removed from having a career year with us. He can come here and start running over people again, and that could be the guy that could at least spell Mixon. Because I think Mixon's. I mean, I think he's going to do good Sunday because he had a week off, but he's going to start getting wore out again. I think.
Yeah, they're running him into the ground, and I for the life of me, I don't understand it. I like Samaje. It's by no means a knock against him, but he's just he's got his uses. He's really good pass protector, great hands. Like he's good at what he does, but they can mix and match to fill that spot. The reason that
you would hope so, but they haven't, Joe. That's kind of where I'm at. They really
that's. But they need to use their depth. I don't understand what they're doing. I'm just going to put that out there. I don't get what they're trying to do besides force feeding Joe Mixon, who hasn't been good. He had a good year in 2021, but I mean, he's been on the decline for several years. So I just don't quite get it.
Ken here says, and this one I brought up too is Darren Waller. That I
Yeah.
know that Mo Egger here, and he's talked about Darren Waller a lot about a 6th or 7th round pick for him. And again, I don't know if Mo is just making that up or if it's stuff he's heard, because he's the only one I keep hearing over and over and over and over and over again talking about trading for Darren Waller for a 6th or 7th round pick, which I'm for. I would do it. I just don't know if that's actually something that's in the cards, or they talk to him about it, or if Mo's just making it up. I'm not sure. Have you heard anything about this other than Mo talking about it?
I think it's just kind of the assumption that that the Giants are open for business, and he's a guy that they would like to probably move on from. But yeah, I haven't heard anything specific about him. But he would probably be had for less than what you would think, only because he's got a decent sized contract.
Yeah, I think it's like $5 million. And like all you say here, because I asked Gary Miller this yesterday. I brought him up, and I think Gary Miller said he was making like $5 million. That I don't see the Bengals paying $5 million for a tight end, even if it's just for the end of the year.
Yeah, his base, his cap number is $14 million this year. Never mind. Okay, yes, cap number this year is $5 million. Next year it's 14.5, then or 15. Yeah, next year 14.5, then 15.5, then 17.5. So
if they were going to pay that much
long term,
if they were going to pay that much for a tight end, they would have signed Hayden Hurst.
Yeah,
I mean that's about what Hayden Hurst makes, pretty much, So, which I thought was interesting. Did you see that Kathy Hurst?
Responded to Bengals captain
the cap and said that Hayden would love to come back here. I'm like, I'd love to have him back. I wish he didn't leave.
I know it's. I mean, you wonder what if the Bengals actually made an offer to him, or if that was like going in knowing that he would just be looking for a contract that's outside. I mean, we know what they value for tight end, and you wonder if they just assumed that he was going to be offered a contract more than what they were willing to go, so they didn't even make a serious offer.
No idea.
Clearly, the guys seem to like it here.
Yeah.
Clearly, his mom loves it here enough to respond to Bengals fans and say it'll be awesome to have him come back.
yes, Ken. This is a very long shot. He said get Gronk back. Yeah, and that's what cracked me. I remember what was it last year? Gronk was at the NFL awards or whatever, saying, I'm coming, Cincy. And the Bengals Nation went nuts. I'm like, hey, they're not. I was like, Gronkowski's not coming here. I was like, he's probably going to retire. I said, if he doesn't retire, he's going to play with Tom Brady. That's who he's going to play with. I mean, he wasn't going to come here. I mean, and I'm not trying to be cocky, arrogant, but I never believed that Gronk was going to come here. I just didn't. So
and now he hasn't played since 2021. It's going to take him until the playoffs to get into game shape. Like, I'm sure he's still in good shape, in good physical shape, but to be in game shape, it's going to take him till the end of the year.
Oh yeah, exactly. This is interesting. Paul says they could get Hurst back and cheap. Carolina sucks. Well, his contract isn't cheap, so that's I don't know if Carolina would just give him to us. And his contract is pretty high. So I don't think they want to pay tight ends that much. So I don't necessarily think I would love to get Hayden Hurst. I would. I don't see it in the cards because, like I said, if they were willing to pay him that much money, I think he would have stayed here if they would all, matched whatever Carolina got. I
mean, he's gotten out after next year in his contract. But next year he's got a $10 million cap hit, and they can absorb that. But they would probably look to restructure. But again, like
yeah, I mean, you got T's contract, you got Chase's contract, I mean, they still got other people's contract. we're there. I think they're going to address the tight end in the offseason, but it's not going to be an over the top guy. Hopefully, they draft one would be nice. But I keep going back to Tanner Hudson. That's who I'd like them to try to give a shot. And I'm hoping to God they can bring him up for the practice squad one more time. I'm hoping they do.
He's got one more elevation.
I hope they do it this Sunday against the Sucky Niners. And because he still leads all tight ends in receiving and receiving yards.
Yeah.
So
two catches for 48 yards, which is over half of all the receiving yards for the entire tight end room.
Right.
And I think we talked about this. I don't know if it was last week on your show or on me or on my show that Irv Smith might be fighting for his Bengals career here because if they elevate Hudson, which I think they will, and he plays and he shows out. then what purpose does Irv Smith have? Because they're going to need to elevate it. If they're going to keep him, they're going to need to bring him up onto the 53. And Mitch Wilcox has a role as the special teams guy. Drew Sample is the H-back, move tight end, inline blocker, that guy. Right.
If Irv Smith is not your receiving tight end, there's no spot for him. So that's I'm with you on that. This could be, if they go with Irv, or if they go with both of them, which they could, you could bring up most teams don't have 4 tight ends. You can do it. They'd have to drop somebody. Obviously, you have to drop somebody off.
Yeah, you can throw them. They've got the one. Who's the linebacker? Oh, goodness sake. They've had a linebacker who's been hurt all year. Not Gaither, but although they could have. Turns out Gaither, they could have put him on IR.
They could have put him on IR. He hasn't played.
They didn't realize it was going to take that long. So that's, that spot hasn't been needed. So I don't really. It's not a big deal. It's some back of the room guy, and I can't totally spacing on his name.
Yeah,
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out and look it up here while we're talking.
They got somebody. So I wouldn't be surprised to see. I think they have to. To me, that's the move that they have to do. They have to find. That's kind of where I'm at. If they don't make a trade, which we ran through a couple of different names here of guys they could trade for. I personally don't think they're going to. But if they don't, I think they got to find out what they have with Hayden Hutchinson. They got to find out what they have with Chase Brown. And then Chase Brown, to me, is the one that has the speed to give us those game-breaking plays that we so desperately need from the running back room. And maybe the second half, they'll give them a shot to do it. I hope they do, because they got to find somebody. And to me, they have an answer at tight end. To me, it's Hayden Hutchinson or it's Irv Smith. One of those two has got to be your number one tight end, I think. Running back, number RB2, I don't know who that is. And they got to find that out. Or like Jason Garrison was on here from Cincy Jungle, like he said, to do it by committee, which I don't think they're going to do that. I think their horse is Mixon, which I have no problem with that. We just need a change of back, a change of space, You
don't want anyone to get hurt, but I think it would be for the Bengals' benefit if Joe Mixon had to miss a game for whatever reason, just to make them use someone that isn't Joe Mixon to run the ball. Joe Mixon, he'll get you 3 yards. That's about it. I honestly, I said this before the season. I wish they would have just moved on from him, because they can get better, more explosive play. They're getting zero explosion, and they're only using him. So, what do you expect?
Well, that's where it comes in. Is if they kept Samaje, they might have let Mixon go. I don't think they expected to lose Bell, and I don't think they expected to lose Pirine. That's just me. I have no inside source or anything. There's been
things said to that extent that to make it think like they were kind of smacked upside the head when Pirine moved.
Yeah, so, we're not getting Derrick Henry either, dude. That would be cool, but it's too much money.
Yeah, you're stuck with an over the hill running back. Yeah, he's still a damn good running back, but
him and Mixon are kind of the same.
He's older. He's 2 years older. He's 29.
Yeah,
and he's taking more of a punishment. He's got more of an injury history.
Yeah, and we need more of like a speedster, is what I'm saying.
You don't need someone who's. Derrick Henry's going to run someone over, and he's going to get the angry run scepter from Kyle Brandt. But give me a guy that's going to run around. So someone that's going to squeeze through the smallest little opening on the backside and break one for 50 yards. We don't have that guy.
I've been banging this drum forever. Chris Evans. Why don't they give him the ball and give him in space? He averages 10 yards a reception.
Yeah, and 5 yards a carry.
Yeah, why is he not? Why don't they use him?
I think one point he peed in Zach Taylor's chili while kicking his puppy.
He must have done something, because it's just like
there's a legitimate reason. Like he's trusted enough to stay on the roster, but he's not trusted enough to be to be able to be used as a player, and they need production. It's really frustrating.
We need a time machine. I like this. We need a young Corey Dillon. Dude, I mean, I've thought about this. Just think if we had a young Corey Dillon on this team with this offense.
If we had a young Corey Dillon, does that mean that you'd have a young Joe and a young Jeff?
Yes.
I was 17 his rookie year, so I'm cool with that.
I was
26 years ago.
How old was I? I was 20.
97?
22. Yeah, I was 22.
Damn, you're old.
I know. That was a while ago. Corey just turned 49 Tuesday. I'm going to turn 49 in April. So yeah.
Yeah.
Next time Corey's on the show, I gotta respect my elder because he's older than me now. But yeah, dude, that would be that's the and those that I mean, if we get a running back could do what Corey could do, that would be perfect. That would be awesome. That's what
I mean. That's Derrick Henry. I mean, he was similar size to Derrick Henry. Guy's 6'1", 235, 240 pounds. Obviously, you're getting someone who's, first, second year in the league that doesn't have the wear and tread on his tire.
Ross, telling everybody their age here. Ross says, I'm a glorious 38. God, glad I'm
baby.
not that old. I'm glad I'm not that old. So, all right, I keep asking everybody's on my show here, and their thoughts on going against Sucky Niners. Came out yesterday that Brock Purdy is in concussion protocol, looking like he's probably not going to play. He's most likely out. Debo is out. Trent Williams, their left tackle, might be out. If not, he's going to be injured. Now, they're coming back. They're coming off a short week. They lost. They're going to be angry bunch of Sucky Niners, but they're a hurt bunch of Sucky Niners. And I think they're ripe for the picking, dude. I mean, I know it's at home in California. It's, not going to be easy no matter who they don't have on the team. You still got Nick Bosa, and that's still a hell of a defense. They didn't lose anybody on their defense. I still think the Bengals can pull this out. What do you think?
Yeah, I picked on my show that they were going to win 24-22. Pretty much for all the reasons that you said. They're coming off a short week. They are banged up. Their offensive line, outside of Trent Williams, their offensive line is really, really weak in pass protection. And if Trent Williams is out, then that means you've got 4 guys bad at pass protection and a backup going against the Bengals defensive line who absolutely feasted last week, or like 2 weeks ago, but last game.
Yeah, last game.
And I don't know how much Brock Purdy, whether he plays or not, because Mike Shanahan. Wow.
Showed your age.
Kyle Shanahan is like his offense. Basically, you just need a quarterback who can just distribute the ball. And Sam Darnold, he's lost 2 starting opportunities, but he still has arm talent. And just don't screw up, and you're going to fit in well with Kyle Shanahan offense. So I don't think it really is that big of a difference because I don't think Brock Purdy is a good quarterback. I think he's just been he's been
in a good situation.
Yeah, exactly. Again, his best attribute so far has been not putting the ball in harm's way, which is funny because he was a bit of a gambler when he was at Iowa State.
Right.
But he distributes the ball and makes the passes that are there, but everything is schemed open. So
right, exactly.
It's
Garth here says that Purdy practiced today limited. How in the hell did he practice when he was just in concussion protocol?
He shouldn't. If you have a concussion and again, this has nothing to do with wanting to play against the backup quarterback.
No,
this is as someone who's he's 23, 24 years old. You had a concussion 6 days before you play, less than that because it was late in the game. Don't sit the damn guy. Right. Exactly. As T-Bull says.
Right. I'll say this because I remember last year when Tua was getting carted off the field. I'm at the game. I'm like, this is freaking stupid. He should have never been playing. Exactly. They kept saying, "Oh, he didn't have a concussion." Like, dude, he was stumbling. Yeah. They're like, "Oh, it's a back injury." It's like, that's not. I've had back issues. You don't go like this when your back hurts. You go like this. Like, right.
Your back freezes up and you like. Right. Yeah, I've had back spasms.
He was trying to run and he was dizzy. He was concussed, and so Brock, if he's smart, he would sit out because that's not something to mess with. That dude. It's a concussion is a brain bruise. I mean, we know more about it now than we ever known. I mean, we used to call it getting your bell rung and yada, 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 and all this stuff. Dude, your brain smashes into your skull and it's a bruise. You felt it on the plane. That was Monday night, Tuesday morning. It's Thursday. There's no way in hell you're going to be over this. You should not be out there practicing. And
somebody needs to be the adult in the room.
Yes, this has nothing to do with wanting to play against a backup quarterback or anything. He should not play.
Yeah,
and and if he does, then this is what drives me nuts with the NFL or safety, and you can't hit the quarterback, you can't do all this stuff. Tua shouldn't have played in the game against us.
No.
He turned around, got a concussion. Purdy should not play. If he has a concussion, he should not play Sunday. If he gets hit slightly hardest at all, it can be a concussion and it can make it freaking worse.
And that's the thing. Each concussion, like each constant, or following concussion is, you're more likely to have one after your first one, and you're more likely to have your second than your third than your second. And it's, if you get a concussion, you should have to sit out the next week. And even like Cam Taylor-Britt had his, and he was in concussion protocol on like Tuesday or Wednesday, and played on Sunday. Should have sat, man. I'm sorry. Like it's your brain, your health. Yeah, your brain is a little more important.
Yeah, it's something that guys are literally going nuts and killing themselves because we didn't know about it or whatever.
Go Google Junior Seau or who was Jovan Belcher. I remember him. He was a Chiefs player.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ended up going to the team facility and
killing himself
after he took out his wife.
Yep.
Like awful, terrible situation.
Yeah,
and like these are things that like these TBIs, traumatic brain injuries. They cause neurological issues. They cause emotional and mental issues. So
now it's Michael or you guys are blowing a chop here. This is what they're supposed to have. So when does the league step in and say a player can't play? They're supposed to have.
They have to be cleared by an independent neurologist.
Right. Well, then why the hell is he on the field? Or you should be practicing. Where's that guy at?
Yeah, the system broke already because he came back in after he got clocked head to head, and I don't know if you saw the play. It was a short yardage situation. He tried to dive over the pile, and Cincinnati's own, I guess, Westchester, Lakota West, Lakota East, I forget, Jordan Hicks.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember which Lakota, yeah.
I think it was Lakota West because that's the good one. Lakota East is John Kitna's team, but
that's a good one. I didn't know. It's like Schwartz. There's a good side to every Schwartz. There's a good side, bad side to every Schwartz. We always gotta go Spaceballs, man. I love Spaceballs.
I need to watch that. I told you I got a box set for my mother-in-law years ago of all these Mel Brooks movies, and even ones that are pretty obscure, and they're all just fantastic. Dude, Blazing Saddles is one of my top 5 favorite movies.
Blazing Saddles is awesome.
Yeah,
the sheriff is never mind. I can't even say it.
Go,
Your Schwartz is as big as mine. Yes,
I bet she gets great helmet.
Asshole. Oh.
How many assholes we got on the ship anyhow?
Sir, yes, sir. Yo.
Great. I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes. Keep firing, assholes.
Not if we jam them.
We're in now.
Gives me the raspberries. All right. Show off track.
Hey, one last thing. The best thing, they go out there, they tell them to comb the desert. So they go out there with, you're listening to two assholes right now. They tell them to go comb the desert. They go out there with combs, and then the two black guys have a fro pick as they're combing the desert. Like that's just.
I think I've told this story. I may have told this story here before. I don't remember. So I love Spaceballs. So I let my daughter watch it. She's like 4 or 5 years old. Probably wasn't the best dad move. So anyway, she loves it, and she decides to tell my mom that exact scene. And she's like, Grandma, they're out in the desert. They're like, comb the desert. And they're like, did you find anything? No. Did you find anything? No. Then whatever these guys are, did you find anything? And this is my daughter. She look at my mom and goes, man, we ain't found shit. I'm like, yep, day of the year. Thank you.
My dad let us watch it when it came out, like right after it came out on video. And this came out, I would have been.
It was 87.
87, so I was 7 when it came out, and 8 first time I watched it. So, but again, my dad was also a gigantic fan of Mel Brooks, Young Frankenstein and everything too. So,
I saw that. We saw that movie twice in the movie theater, back to back. I liked it so much. We went back and watched it in the same hour. That's the next showing. Tom Brooks.
Beasties, what are those things coming out of her nose?
Space balls.
Oh shit! There goes the planet.
Oh God.
Anyway, we're doing a sports show, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. I forgot. I've never seen Young Frankenstein. That's one I got to watch. I have.
It's good. It's right. It's really. I mean, those three, Blazing Saddles, Spaceballs, and Young Frankenstein, I think are the funniest.
I got to watch that.
Producers might be a better movie, but in terms of being funny, so
did they have producers with a movie? I knew it was a musical. I didn't know they actually made.
Yeah, it was a movie. They made it a musical, and then they remade the movie with Matthew Broderick, Nathan Lane, and holy smokes, totally spaced out on the guy. Will Ferrell. How do you forget Will Ferrell?
I know. What's wrong with you?
A lot of stuff.
Yeah. Anyway, you want to get back to talking sports, or we're just going to talk Mel Brooks movies?
Either. Happy as shit to talk either.
There you go. All right, a couple people were in there. Were talking about the referees this weekend, which we were talking about that with me and Gary Miller. Kind of went off on that yesterday. And Ron Triplett is going to be reffing the game for the Bengals 49ers game Sunday, which is kind of scary. He's the same one who did it in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
I think it's time.
And the Super Bowl.
I think it's time that they either get full-time referees, or did you watch the XFL at all this year?
No, did not.
All right, go look up if they have video clips of how the XFL did their replays. They basically replayed everything. The referees were mic'd up. We could hear what they were talking about. They were talking to the guys up in the booth. We could hear that. Everything was transparent. And they did it quick. And I'm like, that's where they should. I think where the evolution has to come to. The other thing is, the refs just need to get their head out of their ass, because I'm sorry, I said this a couple of times. The pass interference in the Browns Colts game was absolutely freaking ridiculous. The ball bounced into the stands.
Yeah,
it was uncatchable.
Landed 7 yards out of bounds.
He couldn't catch it. The guy could tackle him, and it wouldn't matter because he couldn't catch the freaking ball. That's the part, regardless of replays, all that stuff. How do you miss that? You're standing right there looking at the play. You can see the ball's up there, and he can't catch it. How do you
see? I don't mind the referee who threw the flag throwing the flag because he sees the contact. There are other referees that are supposed to be watching the ball, and someone needs to say that was an uncatchable pass, and then the other guy be cool, no problem.
There, exactly. What? Why is that so hard?
Yeah, there's the problem is there's zero transparency. There is zero accountability for referees, and again, it comes down to they're not full-time employees, which is weird. I don't know how much that's going to change. I mean, these guys are referees that have been, they've been doing this for years and years. I don't know how the system works in terms of
it's not even their full-time job. Some of them are lawyers, and they make more money. They make more money doing that than they do refereeing. Cool, go do that. Let's get somebody in there who it's their job to be a referee and to be good at it, and do a grading system. If you screw up, you get fined. If you something, there's no accountability for referees other than my bad, we messed up again.
See what I think one thing that they need to address, and one change that I would love to make. I'm not a huge fan of having instant replay for all penalties, because I hate the argument about the human element, because the human element should apply to the players, not the referees. Same thing in baseball. Human element should not apply with the umpires. But the game would take absolutely forever, or you'd have to have all kinds of weird different challenges in for if refs keep making a bunch of shitty calls and you have to waste all your challenges for that. Right. No, I think every personal foul penalty needs to be reviewed.
Yeah.
Roughing the passer. How many weak ass roughing the passers? Like the one the other week on DJ Reader, or putting his full body weight on. Like, what do you want him to do? Like, he's not the fucking Matrix.
Well, I was going to say the other one that we got was against Tannehill, where that we hit his face mask. I'm like, he didn't hit him straight. He hit him like this.
Yeah.
He didn't lower his head to hit him. He hit
Yeah.
his face mask. So he goes, oh, it's a face mask. Okay, the referee should go, oh, yeah, you're right. Like, no, you're the ref. You should be able to determine if he actually hit him or not.
Yeah, and I get like they're gonna err on the side usually, unless it's Joe Burrow. They're gonna err on the side of caution for for injury. I don't know. I don't know if you want to want to listen to what some of those assholes have to say if we mic them up, but
I'll mic them up. Yeah, let's see what they actually say.
Right. There needs to be public accountability. I mean, this is the NFL. This is the biggest league. I don't know if it's bigger than money wise in the English Premier League, but I mean, at the very least, it's the biggest sports league in America, or possibly the biggest sports league in the world. The players and coaches cannot criticize refereeing, or they'll get fined. So, how are we holding refs accountable? Like, if the refs suck, and like we as fans, like, how come they don't get a press conference? Like, how come press isn't allowed to question them? How come there's no outward accountability? Like, you don't need to say like he got fined for making a crappy call, but there needs to be some way to balance the sheet.
Hey, Ken said, how about last year's AFC Championship game? The Chiefs were offside, and also the linemen held yet the call that PF on the Bengals. Yeah, I don't know.
How about in the Super Bowl when Logan Wilson got called for his defensive holding when literally the entire offensive line outside of the center moved before the snap? That play was dead before the snap.
Well, the thing is, even if that's he didn't turn him. Even if you don't call it just the actual play that Logan was, he didn't turn him. It didn't affect him catching the freaking ball.
Right.
It didn't have anything to do with it.
Right.
Jackpot Joey wants to know why you don't have a Jackpot Joey hat. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. You want to send me one?
Okay, I'll send you one.
Okay, there we go. I'll even cross over the Vine Street and head over on into the Nether region and get one from you.
Come to West Side. Yeah.
Do I need a passport? Do I get it stamped somewhere?
No, you got to know the secret pass. You come with me. You'll be all right.
Is it a handshake?
It's I can't tell you. I'd have to kill you.
Okay,
just come with me.
A lot of people would be okay with that. You definitely get more subscribers. A lot more people in the super chat.
Oh, what super chat? All right, there you go. He's a deal. He's gonna get you one. There you go.
See, I need more tchotchkes. Like you are loaded with tchotchkes. By the way, you've got too much beer that it hasn't been drinking. Like those cans all look full there.
Oh, no, they're all empty.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you got way too many cans there that look like they're full. Look like the
no, okay. they're all empty. They're all of these are empty.
Okay, cool. I was concerned.
Have you met me?
I was concerned.
No, I drank them.
I was concerned. Like they look nice and neat, like they're still in the in the 6-pack. So
no, they're empty. Let's see.
Okay, I'm just checking you out.
Empty.
Okay, okay. Like again, because they were in the 6-pack holder. I was concerned.
Well, it's for display, so they look all.
I know, but I mean, how many people still have the Houday beer from 1981 unopened? Right, exactly. And the Crush, the orange Crush cans from 1988.
I had those. They might be in my closet. I had those, and as a kid, I had them, and I gotta find them. That might be another thing that's still in my closet, dude. I got so much crap down here. It's it's awesome.
Yeah,
Augie's got one from '88.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, that's why I'm saying like a lot of people saved them. So I was just concerned that you had that much that wasn't. It's one thing to hang on to like a 6-pack, but like you've got a brewery full of empty cans right there. So that's I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah, it's delicious too.
Just clarifying.
It's award winning too. You should try it sometime. Because where is it? Wait, where's the new can at? It must be somewhere. I had the new cans somewhere. I don't know. Maybe they fell on the ground. I don't remember. We had new cans. I had those. They had the new cans right there, and that's not the new cans. That's last year's cans. Anyway,
the only problem is like I'm not a beer drinker, which it's one of many issues with me. Like I'm German on both sides, and I'm not that I'm a teetotaler. Like I'm sure as hell like plenty of things that I will drink, but I don't drink beer, and that's. I really wish I could fix it. I've tried. You
haven't drank the right beer. You got to try some Jackpot Joey. It's good.
Believe me, I've tried plenty. All
right, my boy. I will hold you to this. I don't think it's going to happen, Chandler. It's my son here. He said, I will jump in the Ohio River before the Bills game with Strawberry. Now you're jumping in. I'm not jumping in. You're jumping in. You wrote this. Don't include me in this. If Hayden makes a return,
are his health insurance premiums paid up?
I don't care. He moved out of my house anymore.
I'm just making sure. I mean, you do have to worry about. You remember the old Oregon Trail game on computers?
Oh wait, no.
You remember the old Oregon? Like you're not. Like, you would have had him. You're not that old. But like you're. It's like you're.
I don't play
computer. It was a game you played. Like we played it in school, in the old computer labs back in the day.
Really?
And like you're in this wagon trail and you're going across from Missouri to and you try to stave off all these things, and everyone, like half the people died of dysentery, which is basically you shit until you die. I really think if your son jumps into the Ohio River, he's going to contract dysentery and he's going to shit until he dies. Exactly.
There you go.
It's a concern of mine. So as Jeff, you're my friend. I like you, and so I want your family to be healthy, healthy, wealthy, and wise, and all that fun shit. So,
okay, this is the complete lie. He said Pong came out when I was 40. If that was true, you were alive when Pong came out, dork.
I was going to say you.
Now Pong, I did play. I like Pong.
If that came out when you were 40, you got to be coming close to 90.
Yeah, I know.
Because that was in the mid 70s. You look great. 70s. You look great for your age.
Thank you. I try. I can't help it. It's a lot of hard work to look this damn good, okay? Kenny wants to know when's the trade deadline. It is Halloween. That is when
Tuesday, yep.
That's when the trade deadline is.
Halloween is scary for the Bengals. Last year, they got absolutely steamrolled.
Yeah.
That's when Cheeto blew his knee out. That's when the Browns, just beat the holy crap out of him. Of course, that was also the day the Bengals found out that Adam Zimmer passed away, too. So,
all right.
People kindly forget to mention that.
Dean said we're the same age. He said you definitely played Oregon Trail. I must have. Maybe it was so much fun I blocked it on my memory. I do not remember that at all.
Or you imbibed in certain things in your later years that killed off those brain cells. So
I'll never do anything like that. I don't know what you're talking
about. Okay, that's just me then.
Just me then. Oh, it's just me. Oh, sorry. Was that too much? My bad. All right, so let's. We did another topic. We're getting off.
Where are we?
Yeah, no. So we did want to talk World Series because it is starting
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Okay, I can remember tomorrow night or Saturday night. Who you got in here? I think I'm more pulling for Texas. I think it'd be nice to see the Texas Rangers. Plus, I really don't want to see the Arizona Diamondbacks win 2 World Series like the Florida Marlins did before the Reds have even won their last one. We won ours 90. Florida's won 2 of them.
Those teams didn't exist. Yeah, those two teams didn't exist when the Reds won.
Yeah, that's where I'm kind of like, it really I would just bug the crap out of me if Arizona wins another World Series and they just started in 98. But I'm more kind of rooting for Texas. Who you got?
I'm not rooting for either team. I think the Rangers are the better team, but the Braves were a better team.
Yeah.
Phillies are a better team. Dodgers are a better team. Astros are a better team. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, Texas has a better lineup, and I think their pitching situation is better. But
yeah, Mad Max.
Who knows?
Looks like he's back, healthy enough.
Yeah, I'm trying to see like that. They only have Texas's game 1 starter. They don't have anyone else who's scheduled to pitch the rest of the series. They've got Eovaldi, who pitched really well the other night. So it'll be an interesting series. People are kind of, and I don't know if you saw this, but people are bitching because of the fact that the two teams that are in were wild card teams, and they said expanded playoffs has ruined baseball because
it's made it more fun. We had 2 Game 7s.
Yeah,
how's that made it worse?
Partly is, as Reds fans, one of the arguments is it kind of throws a carrot for teams, for ownerships, for front offices to try to aim for 85 wins because you're going to make you're going to make the playoffs if you make 85 wins, like the 6 or 7 seed, as opposed to actually trying to put together a championship contending team.
But 85 wins and a really good bullpen. That's what what the playoffs has changed. You need a really good bullpen in these playoffs. It has changed that.
Yeah, I don't, and I mean, Reds were kind of trying that, and if the Diamondbacks pull it out, I mean, that's unfortunately going to be validation for that, but Reds, how often have the Reds won 84 games?
Lately, not very often.
Right, like the Reds have.
I'll take it.
I mean, the Reds win 72 games, and like I want my team to be relevant, to be playing important games in September.
Mm-hmm.
If this were the old, even just the 4-team playoff where there's just one wild card, August 15th, and my birthday is August 12th, so season would have been pointless by from that point on. Like they had already started tanking after the All-Star break, so it's good. It keeps more teams interested, and I understand the point. Like you don't want it. I mean, NBA over half the teams. I mean, there's 30 teams and 16 teams make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's a bit.
You don't want,
and they have a play-in tournament now.
Yeah, that's weird. So that two more teams battle for the last spots. Yeah. I love baseball. I want games to be meaningful. I don't need two teams winning 100 games battling each other and straight to the league championship series and then the World Series. I mean, it's
dude. I was talking.
I like the tournament, and it's not. I mean, you don't need to. That it doesn't make the regular season irrelevant because you still have seeding. You still have. I mean, the first overall, the first team gets a bye. Like they get to set their. Now, granted, both teams ended up losing, but you get to set your pitching rotation. Like it's. I get both sides, but I'm cool with expanded playoffs. Like I would be when they go to 32 teams eventually. Like there will be 16, and then they will. I mean, it's. I mean, that 32 teams is like the ideal number. Then you have 4.
You think they have 32 teams in the playoffs?
No. I mean, 32 teams in the league.
Oh,
like the NFL, and then you have 2 leagues with 4, or 2 conferences with 4 team. And I'll be fine when they have 8. I'll be fine when they have 8 teams in the league go in the playoffs. I'm fine with that. Like it's
now that's another thing.
You still need to win.
You brought up another thing that I've been thinking about. This is something. So roll it back. We're talking about back when I grew up and you grew up. It was American League, National League. They never played each other. My son didn't know this. Is it really? I was like, yeah, they never played each other.
Not since
and you had one team from each, East or West, and they went to the NL or ALCS, and they went to the World Series. That was it.
Yeah.
So I love the idea of getting 32 teams. I really like the idea of splitting things up, like really getting regional teams in the same division. Yeah. Like I like they put
drastic realignment.
Yes, where they put Houston and Texas in the same division. That has been awesome.
Yeah,
I would love Cincinnati and Cleveland and Detroit and like put St. Louis and Kansas City in the same one. If you're in the same state, you should be in the same division. I'd like just close rivalries.
Yeah, if you're gonna have something as stupid as the Ohio Cup, have it more than 4 games.
Right, exactly. That's where, and I
have
think
it mean something.
That would be more meaningful, and you would really create because you need to create rivalries. Because I mean, when I grew up, the Reds and the Dodgers was a big rivalry. I hated the Dodgers.
Oh yeah, they battled each other every year throughout the 70s.
Yeah, and the thing is, but it wasn't like we could just sit there and fly out to LA. Like Cleveland, 4-hour drive. We could drive up there. They can come down here. Chicago, Detroit, Pittsburgh. These that are close, kind of like the AFC North, kind of like that. Yeah, that's where that's what I want them to do.
Regional pods, and if you're gonna split the leagues, don't do like duplicate it where you've got two north, 2 west. Yeah, exactly. You have each pod. You have 8 totally different. You got a southwest, a northeast, the south, a northwest, Midwest, whatever. Yeah, I like that idea. Like that's how the NBA has it, and I like that a lot.
Paul does.
It makes more sense.
Yeah, see, I think it would be awesome, and I really do. I think it would bring out more contenders, more interesting storylines for the regular season of the games and things like that, and it just make baseball, I think, even more interesting because you want those rivalries, you want that heat, and the thing is, if you have Houston and Texas where they built this rivalry throughout the season of battling each other, and then you meet in the playoffs, that builds it up even more. So
yeah, exactly.
That's what you want.
And like some of these teams or some of the guys are saying here about NFL realigning. Yeah, if you do it right. And I like the NFL to where you've got like the AFC is fucked up in the NFL. The Ravens are in the North. Ravens should be in the East.
The Colts should be in the North.
The Colts should be in the North, and the Dolphins should be in the South. Like those are idiotic. The AFC or the NFC East is dumb because they try to keep rivalries. If you're gonna do realignment, do it right. Like you will create rivalries. Like you'll make rivalries. You'll be fine.
You'll make rivalries because of the regionality of how close the fan bases are. That makes it right there.
Exactly. When you have like a ground kind of in the middle. I mean, Ohio. Think of Ohio. If the Reds in Cleveland, Columbus would literally go to whoever the best team is. I mean, they're more Cleveland based because I mean it's Cleveland. You know, a lot of rest of Ohio disowns Cincinnati, and I'm cool with that. I disown the rest of Ohio, but yeah, and I think that just makes more sense. And you're going to make rivals. You're going to make rivals wherever you're going up head to head against stuff. I mean, Steelers are technically the Bengals' rival, but are they really rivals? Steelers have pretty much eaten the Bengals' lunch for their entire history. Like they're only rivals because they're in the same division.
Fuck Squealers. Yeah,
right. Now, don't get me wrong. They're one of the most dirty organizations. They were the besides all the stupid ass the hits and cheap shots and shit like that. All the steroids. I mean, everyone was taking steroids. None were more egregious than the Steelers in the 70s.
You sound like Bengals captain. He says that all the time. I can't even take Rom. How do you say it? How do you think you say his name?
Tori Koami or Toriko? I don't know. Tori.
I don't know.
Tori,
this guy.
Put your name phonetically in the comments.
He said, "Would they ever do realignment without a creation of a new team?" I don't think they would.
No, they need 32 teams to do it because that's. And I really think like what we're talking about. I really think that's on the table. I've seen stuff. I don't know if it was by Ken Rosenthal, but stuff recently when they talked about whether they're going to add teams or move teams first, which apparently they're moving teams first. But
they should go back. They should add Montreal back.
I'd be cool with Montreal coming back, but I really think the next new markets are going to be like either Portland, Nashville, Charlotte. I don't know. I mean,
Nashville, aren't they building a new baseball stadium? I think they're building a new football stadium. I think they're building a baseball stadium too.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if they would ever put a team back in Oakland since they're moving them out of Oakland. They want to go to markets that are
Oakland's dead.
Growing.
Oakland lost all their teams. I mean, Golden State Warriors aren't over there anymore. They moved over to San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean but that's overblown to me because I mean they're literally just across the bay. They're like,
well, that's the thing. That's the problem.
Just like literally 5 miles away. Yeah, they're 5 miles away. It takes half an hour or 45 minutes to get there, but
that's the problem. It's like that. Yeah. They had the 49ers. They're like, Oakland doesn't need a team. They're too close. I mean, this is where I would love Cincinnati to get a hockey team here or an NBA team.
Yeah,
we're not. I don't think we're ever getting one because Indianapolis is an hour and a half, 2 hours away. Columbus Blue Jackets are 2 hours away. I think
the best hope is to get the Blue Jackets because they're crappy, and at some point their fans are going to stop supporting them. So that's my hope that they just end up
moving down here,
because the franchise has been pretty just god fucking awful.
It was always a spot that would have been in Columbus, I thought, anyway. I mean, I root for the Blue Jackets. I'm a Blue Jacket fan, but
I tried to, but they've just been terrible. So, and I've always been a Blackhawks fan of any team, so I just really haven't given two shits about them. So
I'm weird. I root for the Blue Jackets, but I also like the Blackhawks. I loved Patrick Kane, and like back in the day. So when I was in high school, I was a big Jordan fan. So I was like, I'll find a hockey team. So I started rooting for the Blackhawks. That was before the Blue Jackets even existed. So I have a Patrick Kane jersey upstairs.
The Blackhawks, their sweater is the most beautiful sweater.
It's awesome.
I had one in high school. Unfortunately, then I grew like 10 sizes, and I don't even know where the hell they are. But
my boy here, Chandler says the Rays were rumored to move to Nashville before they got a new stadium announced.
And Nashville, I think is that they'll add two. Well, they already relocated. So I think they'll add a team east and they'll add a team west. So it'll either be Nashville and Charlotte, one or the other. Or and then the team west will be Portland and I don't know.
How many major league teams are we at now? 28?
30.
We're at 30. Okay.
Yeah. Right, same as NBA.
I could see. Yeah. I could see Charlotte or Nashville. I don't think I'd see both of them. I could see
it'll be one or the other. One team over on the east side, and then maybe Austin. I don't know. I don't hear them off, but Austin's a huge city, and they only have a MLS team, so it's kind of weird. I get that they're kind of in the middle of a couple places, but so you'd have to worry about territory rights. But Dallas is fucking gigantic. Like you really can't try to.
Portland would be an interesting place.
Yeah, I think they could support a team, but then you have to. But they're also kind of in Seattle's market,
right?
So, but I mean, you're going to have to compensate teams because of the stupid territories.
Right.
I mean, the Braves are going to have to be compensated for if anyone moves to Nashville. I don't know who has the Charlotte market. Probably
the Braves. Well, the Braves were the.
I would say either Nationals or Baltimore because they're North Carolina's.
The Braves were like the South's team for freaking ever. Like everybody is a Braves.
It's because the Superstation. I mean, it was the only. I mean, there were no teams in Florida, and then everyone got TBS. I mean, I never cared for the Braves, but I always watched.
Well, they stunk.
Yeah,
they were horrible in the '80s. They were awful.
Ernie, God, who were their? It was Chip or Skip Carey, and I can't remember who their.
Oh God,
that was the greatest thing about having Warner Cable in the '80s was we had WWOR who had Mets games out of Secaucus, New Jersey. Obviously, you had WGN, so you had Cubs games, and TBS, WTBS with the Braves games, and they'd always start. All the shows started at like 7:35 or 8:05. They were always 5 minutes off, which was hilarious.
And Brad, this would be interesting. Since Salt Lake would support a team that
I don't think they're big enough market. Like, yeah, they might be able to, but they want. I mean, they're maybe the size of New Orleans and Milwaukee, like 1.5 million people in the metro area. I think they would go. They would want somewhere bigger. Mm-hmm. So
I can definitely see Nashville or Charlotte. I definitely can see those two.
Yeah.
And here, I don't think they're doing this. NFL expansion is a must. They need at least 2 teams in Canada or Montreal. And Toronto. I don't. Yeah, if they expand.
Not Buffalo.
Huh? Yeah.
Not with Buffalo. Toronto is there. Yeah. Buffalo is not going to allow.
If they expand, I think they're going to London or they're going to Germany. That's what I think. I think what they do, if they do that, they'll create their own division out there. You can't just put one team.
Yeah. You need at least 2.
Yeah, you can't just put one team in London and everybody's got to fly there, and that won't work. You got to have at least 2 teams or something out.
Did you watch the Family Guy episode with the London Silly Nannies?
No, I didn't.
Peter Griffin put together a team to play the Patriots, and they were the London Silly Nannies. And yeah, I agree with Augie. I don't think that NFL should expand. I mean, 32 is. I mean, teams are going to move around before they.
They're already moving.
We're right, but I mean that's going to happen before. There's going to be a bunch more teams moving before expansion. I mean, 32 teams is a very mathematically is a perfect number in terms of games. You play 6 games against your division. It works out really, really well.
Exactly. All right. Oh, dude, we're already over an hour too. We're just sitting talking anything. Yeah. Chandler said score predictions here for Sunday's game. He's got 24-20 Cincy. I haven't got to that point yet.
Can you kick him? Can you kick him out of the family now since he's picking? Go jump in the Ohio River. Get dysentery. I don't care. You're picking the Niners.
I don't claim that dude. I don't know. I don't know who he is.
He's the mailman.
I think he's doing reverse psychology.
Okay. We're the reverse jinx.
Yeah, at least that's. I'm going to have to call you and scold you, son. Okay. It's the Suck You Niners. We never pick the Suck You Niners. I raised you better than that. God, what's wrong with that?
He was born after the Super Bowl, so I mean, it's the rivalry isn't there because
I don't care. That dude,
the bad blood should have gone in with the DNA, but it I get him missing it.
Joe Burrow, Joe Cool, fucking Joe Montana. I hate that guy.
Shiesty. Call him Joe Shiesty. I like Joe Shiesty.
Shiesty. Call him Joe Burrow, or however the crap they do it. I call him anything. Just don't call him that one.
Right.
I see. What do you say? That's not my pick. I have the Bengals by 100. All right. That's a good boy. You're better now. You're better.
He could hear his name being erased from the from your will.
Rick the Rock. He's laying a smackdown. 55-0. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Well, hang on. So 23 plus 16. So we'll do 39-0. We'll add the numbers of the Super Bowls that they beat us.
There you go.
No, I've got Bengals. I had Bengals 24-22. McPherson will hit a late field goal. I'm not a walk off, but he'll hit one. He'll hit one to put them up.
One thing, yeah, I don't think it's even if Brock is out, which he should be. I do think it's gonna be close. It's always hard to win on the road, going out to San Francisco, time change, 4:00 game, all that stuff. It's going to make it more difficult. And you got Nick Bosa. But one thing, Minnesota seemed like they found something of a way. Because Nick Bosa, I think, had 0 pressures or 1 pressure.
He wasn't productive, and he apologized, which is actually kind of crazy. He apologized to the fans for his lack of production. So I think it's been a couple weeks since he's had a sack.
So whatever the hell Minnesota did, that's what we need to do.
Yeah. I mean, we have a better quarterback, and they didn't have Jay Jettas. The only thing, I think they had Jordan Addison, which was fantastic because I had him on my fantasy team. Like I won by 2 points, and him having a gigantic fucking game like won me my week. So I really appreciate that. Yeah, Nick Bosa had 6 pressures, but 1 hit, 5 hurries. I mean, he hasn't had a sack in a couple games. So
I knew it was one something.
Yeah,
there you go. But 6 pressures.
I mean, he still had it. I mean, a bad game for Nick Bosa is still a pretty solid game. I mean, he had a 65.2 grade on PFF in pass rushing and 76 on on true pass sets. Their defense is absolutely stacked.
That's why I'm still, even with all these guys out, their defense is still legit. So
yeah, they're line, like all 3 levels. They have all pros. So it's it's going to be a damn good game. Like I don't know. Yeah, it's because the Bosas went to Ohio State. You have to turn those in when you play for Ohio State.
Exactly.
You don't have a sack.
I love Augie. All right, man. We've been up for over an hour here. I'm gonna go get some dinner and stuff. I gotta go talk to my wife and find out what's going on.
I had Chick-fil-A beforehand. I hadn't eaten all day long. And it was 4:15.
I'll get some Wild Mikes. That's what I'm getting.
We need a Wild Mike's. Out over on this side. There's they need to cross the Mason-Dixon line and come over to the to the other side.
Okay, but have you gone to Midwest Best Barbecue? I'm going to sound like Greg here, but have you gone there yet?
I have not. I had Luscious. I had Luscious Q the other day. You ever had Luscious Q?
I don't know what that is.
At barbecue place.
Yeah, I never heard of it.
I think they're in Over the Rhine, but there's a new food hall open in Norwood. Not a fan of Norwood. Not a fan of the university that's Norwood adjacent. Yeah. But it's the old playing card company. It's the old playing card factory. They've turned that into apartments, and then they've got a food court. They've one of the breweries has a big bar and a brewery down there, and there's just a lot of different restaurants they just opened up like a week and a half ago. That was I had brisket, and holy smokes, man, that might have been the best brisket I've ever had in my life.
Well, I'm telling you, you have to go. Since you're an East Sider, you have to go out to Ward's Corner exit and go to Midwest Best Barbecue.
You know where it is? I mean, that's Miami Township. That's where I grew up.
Dude, I got their ribs. They do ribs like every 3rd weekend of the month. Oh God, they're delicious.
They're right off the exit, aren't they?
Yeah, they're right there. You can see them.
Yeah, from the highway.
So, but today I'm going to West Side. I'm getting Wild Mikes. Joe, tell everybody where they can follow you. Talk about your show and whatever the hell else you want to plug before I kick you out of here.
What? That's not nice to kick me out of here. Anyway, the Bengals show. We're part of the Riverfront. Riverfront Cincy. Go to youtube.com/Riverfront Cincy. We are nearing 1,000 subscribers. We're still spring chickens compared to strawberry ice here. But any of you guys want to check us out? Again, there's our show, the Bengals show. There's the Riverfront, which is Reds. Late Night Reds, which is Tim Daniel and Ben Brown, do a fantastic job every Sunday night live. They have awesome hosts. We also have Riverfront U, which is Bearcats and Xavier and NKU coverage. We're kind of our own little corner of hub of Cincinnati sports talk. Yeah, Augie, I appreciate. Yeah, I saw that you followed me, and I appreciate the comment that you put on our page the other day. So I really appreciate it. We have a fun time doing it. Again, we put a regular weekly episode. It's up now, and I do a live show on Sunday nights, 8:00 after the game. So check us out. We'd appreciate it. We like it.
I like it. Sometimes you have a really cool guest on there. Sometimes every once in a while.
Yeah, and then sometimes I have you to make up for it. We got to balance it.
Anyway, dude, I appreciate you, Joe, man.
Thanks, brother.
We're gonna kick the second hour's ass.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. I hope you appreciate that or enjoyed that as much as I did. Go follow Joe. Go subscribe to Riverfront. Those guys do an awesome job. I've had a couple of them on my show. They're a great bunch of dudes. I said they do a lot of good stuff over there. Let's get to the Facebook groups that let me live stream. And as always, I appreciate every single one of them. They are Houday Nation, Houday Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, Radical Reds, the Ohio State Bucknuts, the Ice Bar. They can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Trenopole. TikTok is at Iceman90. I'm also on Threads. I'll be pulling a sign off later on tonight, putting on the podcast on BeanPod, Apple Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure to rate, like, and review. Leave a comment and a 5-star review so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. YouTubers, I keep saying we're up to. I actually went down. We're 2,401 subscribers. I was at 2,404. So a couple people drop off. It happens. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, hit the likes. Please subscribe. Like I said, if you're watching Facebook, anything, just go to the channel and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Like I said, the thumbs up. I got 7 thumbs up in there. Likes, if I can get some more, that would be great. I had like 30 people watching this at one time. If I get you guys just go in there and hit the thumbs up 30 times, that'll be awesome. But like I said, it just helps the algorithm out. Anyway, tomorrow, gonna have, so you guys know Corey Dillon is coming into town next week. A week from tomorrow, he'll be here. A week from Saturday, he will be at the Sports Gallery out there. I think it's on Montgomery Road. It's on my Facebook page. I tweeted it out, all that stuff. He's doing an autograph session. So people ask me like, well, when is this? Where is it? How much does it cost? All this stuff. So it's all my social media, and I'm going to have Mark from the Sports Gallery and Corey's going to be on tomorrow. So we can discuss what it is, where it is, how much it is, what you get for your money, all that stuff. So we can make sure that you guys have as much information about it as I can possibly give you, because people are asking me, and I'm like, I don't really know, So that's why I'm having them on. Anyway, other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you later on tomorrow, and go watch some Monday football and watch the Buccaneers. Buccaneers semi-final tonight. I don't remember. Anyway, go watch some football. See you guys tomorrow. Other than that, that's just sports, baby. See ya!
In the night, stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black, and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite. And Cincinnati, we gon' rise. And in the jungle, we unite. And dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, everything they is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle, dripping heat. Tiger stripe the city streets. East side, stand up. West side, stand up. If you reppin', who that? Time to put your hands up. Bengals stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati, jungle fitted. Blue day in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we lit it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the pounds, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes be tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise. And in the jungle, we unite. And dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Stripes. Now who wanna move closing on? Stripes. Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange on bottle. Bingo bottle. Never stop it. To the beast and know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes? Flossin' on the rim.